Well, hey Leo, this is Tara and welcome to your May 15th through May 31st Psychic Tarot Forecast. I'm doing, yes, I am a 2-week time period, this particular series, and it just felt right intuitively. So there's a lot of important changes taking place near the 15th anyway. So we have Uranus going into Taurus, which for the first time in many years, since the 1930s. Taurus is a slow-moving planet, as you know. So you all look on YouTube and read more about that if it's of interest to you. It's been in Aries. So now, instead of focusing on the self, it's focusing on finances and all of that good stuff. I won't go into it, but read about it. Also on that same day, there's a new moon. So make your new moon intentions. I think the new moon is in Aquarius, I believe. All right, so for these 2 weeks that we're going to focus on, I'm drawing 2 cards, and then I'm going to look at the bottom card to see the energies or the sort of the result around these 2 weeks. Ooh, one fell on the floor. Okay, so that's... and one stayed there. Okay, it may have been there, so let's keep it there. As I was talking, I'm sitting in front of a window where I'm looking at some beautiful trees, and it's a gorgeous day here, so that card may have been there, so it's meant to be. It's interesting. Then I'm looking at the bottom card, and one other sign got this card, so it's interesting. This may be, it may be a pattern, maybe not, but as the bottom card, one other sign got this, and this is the 2 of Swords. So there may be some decisions that you need to make, Leo, that you're a little bit conflicted about. You're trying to decide which way. You're not going to make a move until you have the right answer. The blindfold is over your eyes, and you know she's crossing her arms over her heart. There is the new moon right here, so this seems to be an important time for you all. The 15th and on towards this month. So when you do, we'll have to see what these 2 cards talk about. But when you do get the notion, the feeling to, how do I want to say this? Be more clear, have more clarity around what you're doing, then I think you'll go gangbusters. It's just a matter of not being so felt like you're tied down and you can't make that decision. I think that there's more to it than that. I think you want to, but let's see what the other 2 cards talk about. Wow, the Hermit's come up. Not only in the cards, but the crystal. Okay, Leo. But the Ace of Cups is too. Notice all the blue in these cards. Lots of blue, which would indicate to me that it could, let's say this, it could indicate a time period where there's peace, there's calm. Blue is a very calming color. It could indicate that the last 2 weeks of May, for some of you, you're going to say, oh no, it's going to be a very active 2 weeks, because, I mean, there's many things going on. There's graduations from high school, college, all of that. So some of you may be saying, I've got a lot going on. But for others of you, it's a feeling of maybe evening time. Maybe you get a lot of your juice and your get up and go from the evening, or maybe when you put the kids to bed. Maybe that's when you get your insights and intuition. So, and this first card talks about that. This is the Hermit card. And the Hermit card, this is a wise man, and he goes outside with his lantern and he introspects. He's not like he's a loner. He wants to gain more information, and he can do that by really internalizing, focusing on what makes him happy, what can make his goals come true, what does he need to do. It's very thought-provoking type of card, thought-moving expansion, because that's what he's doing. He's walking out at night, and he has his stick, his staff rather, and he's He's being introspective and contemplating. And I feel like some of you might want to do that. I feel like if you do that, then here comes the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is an awesome card. It's about feeling happiness and joy, new beginnings around a love relationship, a business that makes your heart happy, a hobby that makes your heart happy. If some of you all are starting new businesses, if you're in a creative venture and it's coming around and you're seeing that it's just the beginnings of it, or maybe it's flourishing even more. But there's a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. You're being given this cup by this angelic hand that's coming out of the ethers. And of course, like I said, the cup represents happy heart, happy emotions, fulfillment, joy, love. Cups are all things intuitive. So I feel like by doing this, you're going to come up with, or at least be presented with, the idea of more creativity. And again, with this card being the Two of Swords, well, you might have an option. You may have a couple choices. Okay? And you're just not ready to make that decision. Okay, let's see what the crystal has to say. I was showing it to you. Let's see what it has to say. So this is for Leo. For May 15th through the 31st. Again, in the crystal, I'm seeing the Hermit card. So it's important for you all, Leo, because I think a lot of you are really changing the way you're thinking about things. You know, maybe if it's, maybe I've said this before, but maybe if it's the spotlight you wanted, maybe you don't want the spotlight anymore. Maybe you want other forms of nourishment. Or if it's, you've been at home, maybe you want to come out and be among people. I mean, it's just many, many things that can be, the Hermit can decipher for you and with you. You know what what I'm getting here is some of you just watch your diet, because I'm seeing like junk food, hot dogs, that sort of thing. So if any of you all have been on the go and it's just like, oh well, I'm just going to grab something to eat because it's just so much easier. Well, yeah, I mean, we do that. Try to grab more vegetables if you can. If you're on the go. Speaking of on the go, I do see a plane, so some of you traveling, and I see it sort of high up in the crystal. It's not below, it's high up. So it may be traveling long distances, going to high altitude places, meaning where there's mountains, for business and or pleasure. And mountains can even be around the ocean. So, think of it all ways. Anyway. Anything else? The totem animal. Well, okay, so this is kind of fun. If you remember the movie Every Which Way But Loose, okay? There was a chimp named Clyde. This is a Clint Eastwood movie, as you know. It came out many years ago. So I'm seeing Clyde in this movie, and I feel like it's sort of a Clyde, like, how smart he was, and Clint Eastwood would do the bang, and he would fall over. And so this is a playful, fun chimp. And so if chimps are very intelligent, just right, below humans. Of animals are the smartest. So you might want to look up some of the, Google some of the personality traits of chimps. We know what they are. But they are very playful, they are very fun, they are very smart. And how they get along with humans, how they get along with the human species. That might be fun to investigate. Okay, Leo, I'm going to add up the cards, and we have 9, 10, 11, 12. 3. Okay. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 is about joy, optimism, hope. It really kind of goes hand in hand with this chimp I'm seeing. Playfulness, happiness, joyfulness, letting the sun come in, more yellow, expressing yourself, being creative, of course, is part of the 3 life path. So if you're a 3 life path, or you were born on the 3rd, the 12th, or the 21st, or the 30th, then you know what that entails. You're an expressive person, sometimes emotional, but you know, that's how we express our creativity, is through our emotions. And let's see, what did we get? We got 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so yes, there is in fact 12 in the major arcana. And the 12 is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man, I like this card because it represents a self-imposed looking at things a whole different way, 180-degree different, to gain that enlightenment. The upside down, or in reverse, when you put this card, which would look like an upright person, it's a dancer. He's a person who kicks his heels up. It kind of seems to be the theme of what I was talking about earlier with the chimpanzee, and also with the 3. So I hope this reading was of benefit to you, Leo. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Watch your Moon and Rising as well, especially if these messages did not resonate. But if they did, click on the like button and make a comment below. Also, please remember to subscribe. There's a subscribe button in the right corner. And if you'd like your own personal private reading, there's an order page in the Show More section below, a link to my website. And I'd love to do that with you. All right, Leo, you all take care. You be well, have fun, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.